Hi, Paul. I'm just going to ask you, Paul, about you're doing a talk in a couple of weeks in here on anxiety at the Self Empowerment Academy. So I was just wondering if you could just give us a brief outline of what you're going to talk about, because I know anxiety is an area that's really close to your heart, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So what type of things you're going to be touching on the night, Paul? Because you've only got an hour and it's a massive topic. So what are you going to be talking about?
Well, anxiety affects all of us, Tony. As you know, we speak about it every day. We face our fears quite often without even realising what's going on inside of us. We will face things like this camera, for example, sitting here, shitting a brick, wanting to talk to a wider audience, knowing that this is going to go on the internet, and it brings anxiety up in us. So that's the area I'll talk about on Tuesday evening, for people to come in and explain and understand what anxiety does to us and the effects that it has on our well-being, on our mental health, and certainly on where we're heading in our lives.
Why does this make you anxious, Paul? Because I know we joke about this, don't we? But why does this make you anxious sitting in front of the camera? What's that about?
Because I feel a bit of a twat.
How come?
Because that's what goes on inside of me when I do something new, and that it's going to go out in front of potentially a few thousand, maybe a few, 100 people are going to see me talking on a specific subject, sitting in a leather chair, being interviewed by you.
So, but what's that touching in you then?
Well, it's self-consciousness, isn't it, Tony? We want to appear to be knowing what we're talking about. We want to be liked, all of those sorts of things. But deep down inside of me, there's an insecurity, an insecure part of myself that I have to face on a daily basis.
So what are they going to think? What's your worry, or what's your fear? Because obviously, if you knew the people who were watching this were going to really love it and like you, which I'm sure they will, but what's your fear then?
It's probably not what other people will think of me. It's what I'll think of me as a result of you videoing me. Will I look like a tit? To myself, I guess, more than anything else, because I don't really care too much what other people think.
Right, okay. And this is quite natural though, isn't it, Paul? It's something we talk about a lot. That even you've worked in this field for, God, a long time now, and you still have these anxious feelings, you still have a bit of fear and stress and all that other stuff and self-doubts. So it's not unusual, is it?
No, it's not. And when we try something new, when we do things that we're not used to doing, like being filmed and knowing that it's going to go on the internet, this is new to me. I've conquered my fears in lots and lots of areas, but each time I try something new, anxiety arises. It's part of being human.
Okay, and the self-doubts?
The doubts are, is it going to be good enough? Am I going to think it's going to come across okay? What am I going to look like? It's all the old internal drivers that are inside of me that I guess came from when I was at school, etc., etc. And if you stand up and be the joker in the class, then it can backfire. Other people can take the mickey out of you. You can feel small. So putting yourself out there on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever, you're taking a risk, the opportunity for other people to be able to comment on how I am and who I am.
Right, okay. So just to finish, Paul, because I know you're doing your talk on this, but what would you say to other people out there that are feeling anxious, that are full of self-doubts, that are questioning themselves? What would you say to them to maybe help them a little bit?
Well, I really don't want to do this, Bill. That's the God's honest truth. Because inside of me, there's a voice saying, "Don't do it. Don't put it on there, and people will be judging you, etc., etc., etc." And what I've learned to do is carry on and do it despite having the anxiety. The anxiety never really leaves, to be honest with you. You get better at handling it. And I guess that's what my talk is about. It's about allowing people to be human, to realise that when you're put in a new situation, when change is put upon you, or you try things new, you're going to get anxiety. It's part of being human. And I face my anxieties every day. I don't let them hold me back in life. So whether I appear stupid on here, or if it's a bit of a mistake, or the sound quality's shit, or I swore, or I stuttered, do you know what? It's okay, because I'm human, you know, and I want the message to get out there that people don't have to be perfect. The video doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I don't have to be perfect. So the more comments that come back, the better. So bring it on.
Okay. Oh, thanks for that, Paul. I'm really looking forward to your talk. And if people want to find out more about Paul or the Self Empowerment Academy, the best thing to do is to go to our website, which is, what is it again, Paul?
www.selfempowermentacademy.co.uk.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks for that, Paul.